everybody, welcome to the Fairy Vibrant Makeup channel. Today I'm going to be trying on a product that I guess Instagrammers are using. It is called baking oil. So I don't know why it's called baking oil. That sounds disgusting. It sounds like, okay, I'm going to fry my face. I already can fry chicken with my face because of my oil. But this is from Makeup Revolution. It is a hydrate and prep for flawless application type of thing. I don't know how I feel about this. This is kind of scary. I'm not used to using oils on my face. I have used the maracuja oil for a night serum to help with my texture on my skin. As you can see, I broke out a lot. My skin was freaking out for a while, and I got a rash like right in here. So it's terrible right now. I know it's scary. I'm sorry to scare you, but that's just what's going on with my skin. But I use the maracuja oil more as a nighttime oil so that it can absorb, and then I'll exfoliate in the morning to help with my texture. But this is meant for makeup, so I'm wondering what this does. So let's go ahead and give it a whirl. I do have my Makeup Revolution foundation stick in F6, so I'm going to use it with that. And let's see how we can apply this interesting baking oil that people have been using on the Instagram. I'm going to do a little bit of this. I'm scared, guys. I'm just going to drop it. Ooh, I don't know. I'll probably just end up putting one side with the drops first and then the other side mixing them. I don't know. It seems to, because I have a dry area right here, it seems to like kind of calm that down and kind of nourish it a little bit. I don't know what's in here that would be considered like a nourishing agent or a hydrating agent. Let's see. So it is made with grapeseed oil, hydrogenated ethanexol, olivate. Oh my gosh, what is that? Olive oil. Okay, that's good. Olive oil is good. Sunflower oil, sunflower seed oil, jojoba seed oil, kernel oil, lemon peel oil. So it does have a lot of different oils from like fruits and I don't know, flowers. I don't know. It seems kind of weird. So I'm going to go ahead and apply my foundation. It seemed to glide on really nicely. Let's buff it in. Huh. It buffed in really nicely. It's just one layer of foundation. I tend to put a little bit more. So this is what I'm going to do for this time, this other side. I'm going to put my foundation, okay, where I need it, and then I'm going to kind of put the oil in sporadic places like they do on Instagram. I mix it that way. Off the bat I can tell that's way too much oil because look how it sheared it out. I don't like that method. And that's for like instant glam, and these people just, you don't see them do anything else off camera. I'll put another coat of this and no more oil on this side. And I'm going to tap in my foundation. I am super shiny. I mean, it makes the foundation spread a little bit better so that I don't have to use as much because I went through those pretty quickly. Does leave your skin pretty glowy, so let's go ahead and do another layer of foundation here. And then I'm going to put more oil. I don't know why. I'm telling you this is a bad idea, especially because I'm going to work today. And then I'm going to Yeah, see this shears it out quite a bit. So that Instagram method is not the best because see, that's another layer and I can still see some scarring peeking through. So probably not the best, and my skin feels super oily and slick, so I don't know how I feel about that. So let's go ahead. I'm going to, because I go to work, I have to be presentable. I'm not going to be greasy, so I'm just going to redo this side. I would not suggest doing the oil like the Instagrammers do and putting it on as you're putting foundation, so I wouldn't recommend that. Oh my gosh, I'm like a grease ball. I haven't set my makeup yet, but this is what it looks like without being set. It's super oily, so I'm so scared. I could feel the oil on the skin, so I'm a little bit concerned that I might be shiny all day today, so I better bring my powder with me and hope for the best. Oh my gosh, I'm going to be blotting a lot today, so it's super oily. I could feel it being oily. I mean, if you're severely dry, maybe this would be great for you, but if you're oily, you could feel the oils. I could feel the oil on my face. It sits on my skin. If you want that beauty oil option, I would probably suggest the maracuja oil because that's not heavy and it absorbs into the skin much faster than this one. This one seems to sit on the skin. I feel like it sits on the skin, so I don't know how I feel about it. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and powder and finish my face off camera, and then I'll come back and give you my final thoughts on this interesting product. Alright, so I did my face. It actually was very handy because I kind of messed up on my eyeshadow a little bit. If you're wondering what I'm wearing a Stila. This is the Shimmer and Glow Liquid Eyeshadow in Vivid Sapphire. These are new to Ulta. They are like vivid shades. I found that this one was the most brightest shade. It's a beautiful sapphire blue with like flecks of glittery purple. Oh, that's so pretty. So I like to use it, I don't typically use creams on my eyes, but I like to put it on my hand and then kind of just melt with my finger, and then I'll tap it on top. Like I could use a little more right there, but you have to kind of blend it as you're working it. So you have to blend it out once it's blended out, because honestly, once it's dry, and I've made quite a mess of my hands, as you can see, it's dry, it'll set. So I like it for my oily skin because it sets really well. I think it blends out pretty well. I did use the Kristen Leanne palette for neutrals, and I used Daydream right here to kind of smoke out those eyes a little bit, just to add a little bit more. So I'm just gonna kind of zhuzh that part a little bit, but like that's what I use to kind of make it more smoky. But I do have another one of these that's like in that green color, and I cannot remember the name for the life of me, but it's really good. I like the glitters better because I get to work with them a little bit better, and I put them on the back of my hand and I'll just pop them in my center of my lid and I'm good to go. So if you want me to do looks on the Stila Liquid Shimmer and Glow and the Glitter and Glows, let me know. I do have quite a few that I need to bust out again. They're currently packed right now, but let me know so I can pre-film it. I can unpack it really easy, but let me know so I can pre-film it, and then I can kind of show you how to use these a little bit better if you want to know how to use these and you're having trouble with it. So yeah, I really like this color. It's gorgeous. It's like that beautiful sapphire blue. So do look for this in maybe a future birthstone video, because I feel like that's got sapphire vibes. It really does. And the lip I'm wearing is the Too Faced, what are they called? The butter. They're like the natural ones. This one is in the shade Overexposed, so this is that really pretty like lace detail that they came out with that Natural Eyes and Natural Face palette when they revamped the Natural Eyes and the matte eyeshadow palette, the little ones. They came out with some really comfortable hydrating ones, and it's so hydrating and so pigmented, so I really like it. So my final thoughts on the beauty oil is it's actually very, because usually mattifying foundations that I use, I tend to hate using them when I have to fix an area. Say like I accidentally, you know, spilt coffee on my chin, and if I wipe it away, it's hard to redo it because then I have to redo the entire face. I'll just like wipe it off, and then I'll have to, it'll just get bunched in makeup and just a mess. Even if I wipe it off with a makeup wipe and try and start over, I'll like cut this part, and then this part ends up flaking and getting dry because I put more layers of foundation on those corners. And I try and blend them with like the maracuja oil, and it does work, but I feel like this one I don't have to wipe it off completely. I can just kind of touch up, because I messed up right here. You can't even tell. I did my brows, and then I just kind of, with no excess product, just kind of tapped that on, and just boom, it was done. And then here I like put blue all around here, and I was able to just kind of do and done, because the oil is still there underneath the foundation, so the foundation is more movable. So I really like that. I might have to get this green dotted so that I can carry this at work in case I mess up my makeup, or if I accidentally wipe it away, or put mascara or eyeshadow, because I tend to clean my prestige area, and sometimes I forget that I have like shadow on my face, and I'll do this and I'm like, oh crap. So it's nice that I can just carry maybe this, because this isn't sold by Ulta. This is actually a BoxyCharm one, and I can just, and I'm done. So I think that'll be very nice to kind of fix it up a little bit, especially after a long day and you want to go out but you don't have time to do your entire face, and you just need to kind of fix the inner, like the corners here, or like around the nose. Just kind of like put a little bit of that oil, and then just dab a tiny bit of the foundation, and then use this kind of brush or any kind of brush and just kind of tap it on, set it, and you're good to go. So I like how it could actually make me feel like I can touch up my makeup a little bit better. It seemed like, because if I use this foundation alone, and I had a dry patch like so bad right here, because I do get like my skin barrier kind of breaks a little bit. I don't know why, it just does in these areas and along right here. So here it broke really bad, and it was just really dry and patchy, and then it started to flake. So I wiped this off on my lunch, and then I ended up just kind of putting a little bit more, and then I noticed at the end of the day that this was caked and cracked. So I was like, oh my god, that is not attractive at all. What was I thinking? So I had issues with those, and now that my skin's just a little bit better, in a better mindset, that now I can kind of not worry about that. But if I were to get that skin barrier breakage again, I use the skin barrier repair from Dermalogica to kind of repair that, and it'll repair pretty much in like 2 days. But it happens all the time, and then it's the dry air in New Mexico, there's fires going on in New Mexico, there's just all sorts of things happening, the high wind, my skin just like is not used to it just yet. It's been used to Colorado for so long that I have to kind of train my skin a little bit more. So do keep that in mind, that if your skin, especially if you're flying a lot, then I would probably keep this on hand. I don't know if they would allow you to carry this on the plane. I'm pretty sure it was. It is a glass container, so I'd probably transfer it to like a little container that's plastic for the plane, just to be safe with all of that, you know, regulations and rules. I don't fly much, so I don't really know much of the rules, but that way you can kind of put that oil on and kind of nourish your skin as you're flying, because I know with that dry cabin air, it tends to just dry out the skin, especially maybe for flight attendants. I get a lot of flight attendants in my store, and they're like, my skin is so dry because I fly a lot and I'm a flight attendant. What can I do? I think this would be a nice cheap option if they're not looking for an expensive option. A nice cheap option if they were looking for more nourishment and more. My camera had shut off, my memory card was full. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. But anyways, if you are a flight attendant and want something to keep you hydrated, I feel like while you're flying, this would be a nice cheap option if you want more nourishment in the skin and more skincare benefits. I would probably do the Tarte Maracuja oil or even the Murad multivitamin oil, because that one has more skincare. This one is more, I think, for makeup. It's not necessarily skincare. It does have some oils in there that are really good for the skin and nourishing for the skin, but I feel like it's not going to be a long-term fix. I would probably, if you're a much older woman or if you're a woman that's just super dry and need more skincare, I would do Murad and the Maracuja oil, or even the new, what is it called? There's like rose hip oil. I mean, the K-Beauty brands, they're really good, but I don't feel like they do the nourishment that it needs to. My skin doesn't feel super oily. It actually feels very fresh, and my foundation feels light, so I had some doubts at first. I was like, ew, this is gross. It's going to be greasy. I will have to see how it does throughout the day. I will let you know in the comments, or not the comments, the description box below, how it wore through in 8 hours. I can't really film because I'm going to work, so just to let you know what it would be like in an 8-hour shift, I'll kind of like let you know my overall thoughts after an 8-hour shift when I post it. So just pay attention to the description box if you want to know how it wore for 8 hours. So that's the end of my video. I need to stop talking because I need to get ready to go to work and take my kids to my sister's so they can, you know, play with their cousins. But thank you guys so much for watching my video, and I hope you learned something today. If you're looking for just a quick fix oil and looking for something really interesting like how the Instagrammers use, this is only, I think, $9. It's not bad, but it's, you know, it's Makeup Revolution. It's not going to be life-changing, but it's pretty nice. I think it's pretty doable for a quick makeup, because it did make my foundation blend a lot better, because this alone is a little bit tough to blend. I have to kind of put an oil with it to make it move a little bit more, and especially if you have the Anastasia foundation stick, you know what I'm talking about. That thing is super stiff and super matte that it's hard to move, and you don't want to invest in an expensive oil. Just get the Makeup Revolution one and make it work. That way you don't waste your money on your foundation stick from Anastasia. But yeah, anyways, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye-bye.